would like embrace it. They would be like, oh, she looks, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it felt like, oh, this is a good thing. So I had to like, you know, work through all of that.
Okay, so let me bounce it back for the audience because they couldn't hear you. So I'm talking to Jessica. Jessica is 29. She's 5'7", 240 pounds, and she said she don't want to go into 30 this weight. She said she likes to be married. And I asked her a little bit about her family. You know, her mother and father are married. They're both large people. She has siblings. Most of them are large. She was homeschooled. My point ultimately was this. You know, she didn't go to college. And my point ultimately was after you left the mother and father's house at 18 years old, whatever age you stopped being homeschooled, you've had at least 10 years to get out from under your parents' way of looking at things. And you've seen the world. And I asked the question, what have you done from the time you not homeschooled to now to get the weight under control? And the answer was not much. My follow-up question is this. You said this has been a recent movement, right?
Yes.
Okay. What made you decide to start looking at this now?
I wasn't happy. Or I wasn't fulfilled. And I just realized how many things were landing on each other, overlapped each other.
Have you ever had a long-term relationship?
No.
Are you a virgin?
No, I waited a long time, but not anymore.
Okay, so it's not okay. You waited a long time.
Mm-hmm.
What's the longest relationship you ever had with a man?
It was a month. I just really didn't like. Have you ever heard? There was this song by Mary J. Blige. She was talking about how she was a mess, and I did not want with anybody.
Listen,
if it was just because.
Okay, you're not listening. I need you to listen to me. You've been in a relationship a month with a man, and you're almost 30. I need you to unmute yourself, but I can't have, when I start speaking, I need you to go ahead and just let me talk. Because, okay. Your mother and father are married. Does your father want you to get married?
They haven't expressed anything about it, no.
How many siblings do you have?
I have 4.
All women? All girls?
No. 2 are boys, 2 girls.
Okay. And you're the oldest, right?
Yes.
Are the 2 girls, are they still in school or are they they're over 18?
They're all over 18, yes.
Okay. And are they overweight too?
Yes.
And are they all single?
No, not one of them. One's married.
Okay. So what I'm not understanding here is if she could get married. I was going to ask you is how's your father helping you with this? Because it's really unusual to hear a woman your age that's only had a 1-month relationship. But when we're talking about it, I can tell you your social skills need work.
Okay.
And that is not uncommon for people who are homeschooled.
Agreed.
And what have you, so what did you, okay. So you didn't go to college?
No.
So what'd you do from the time you 18 to now?
I worked. And I didn't go to college because I thought what I wanted to do didn't require college.
What you work doing what? What's your profession?
I'm a manager at a fast food place.
Okay.
Don't okay. I know it's a bad all the way around. I get that. I'm just trying to figure out how to go from here. It's not that I don't understand what you're saying. It's hard to even face it sometimes. I know where I am. I know that I'm completely not where I should be.
Where should you be?
I should at least be in a in a place where I'm able to say yes and no to certain things. Right now, I'm in a place of where I'm
Do you
always
live in your own
scratching.
do you live in your own place?
I live with my sister. We live together. It's a mutual thing. It's not like we're like I live with my
How
sister.
much are you making annually?
25.
Okay. And what city you live in?
Baton Rouge.
Okay.
That's a lot of information.
Well, you ain't paying
Don't have
me.
nobody
You ain't
stalking
paying
me.
me. Here's the thing: you ain't paying me. You're welcome to go to my website and pay $949 for an hour, but
I,
you can't afford that.
yeah. Oh, whoa.
I mean, you want me
I,
to? You called in, so you wanted me. See, I don't understand you folks who call in and say you want some help and you ain't paying for it, and I need to.
no, that's not it. It's I don't like giving out a lot of personal
Well,
information. That's all.
then why would you call
No, I
into a
mean
public? See, this
we're
is what I
talking
mean,
on
man.
a.
This is what I mean, Jessica. Let me be honest with you. Don't nobody care about you down in Baton Rouge. Don't nobody know you. I don't have your number. You're just a
Okay,
voice on the phone.
got you. I got
But what I
you.
said, your social skills are lacking. Even people, when the sound was off, could hear that something was going amiss. And what I'm trying to understand is, man, if you're 5'7", 240 pounds, and a fast
Mhm.
food manager going on 30 years old, you got a
Mhm.
lot of problems. You can't even
I
take care of
get that.
you can't even take care of yourself. And
I
that's
get
going to
that.
be what it's going to have to be if you don't get with a man. And what's going to be problematic with a man outside of your height and weight is your lack of social grace.
Mm. Okay.
Because if you think the questions I'm asking, why would if somebody wanted to date you, don't you think some grown person is going to say, hey, they're going to ask you your age? If they meet you at a convenience store, they're going to ask you what you do. And from that
Yes.
point, they're going to ascertain how much you make. That's why you didn't want to say you worked at fast food, because we all know that's not
Right.
a. So my thing is
Right.
this: why do you can't
Why
live?
what?
You can't. Why such a you're chuckling and stuff, and I'm like, is this funny? I don't.
No, but
I don't think
I
it's.
Stay in the heart of a new city with Booking.com. From London hotels.
I don't think it's funny,
I'm
man. I'm tell
trying
you why I
not
don't.
to
I'm tell you why I don't think.
cry on
I'm
the
tell you why I
thing,
don't think it's
see.
funny. I don't think it's funny because.
I don't think it's funny.
Okay,
I'm trying
listen.
not to cry. That's
What?
all.
What? Try
I'm
not to
trying
cry.
not to cry.
Go
That's
cry.
all.
Okay, well, crying is there for a reason. But
Right.
ma'am, you got to do something. You don't have any. Okay, when somebody looks at a woman who's your height and your weight and
Hmm.
your education, it just looks like unmotivated,
Right.
unmoored, and
Right.
that's not attractive to a man unless you are just fall out fine. But you. So I said earlier, what's keeping you from getting your dropping 100 pounds? Because that's what it's going to take.
I understand that. It was really just
And for the people
mm,
in the audience, there's no underlying medical condition. There's no grave disease or nothing. This is a matter of, I said it, you were raised like an average black person, and I got pushed back. And then it turned out to be she's raised like the average black person from a big
right.
family. You know good and well you weigh too much.
Right. I
And
do.
you, and so it does not take a brain surgeon or a rocket scientist to know you need to go to a gym. And
I know.
whatever your needs are and everything else, I don't. There's still ways to get it done.
Right.
Why not do that?
I am. I have been working out. It's just I know that it's gonna take an extreme push. I was
Go ahead. How many days a week are you working out?
3 or so, whatever I don't work.
Well, it can't be 3. You need to be in there 6.
Right.
See, this is why I feel for so many of you young women. You're not under your father. Sounds like he failed you. I'll just be straight up. He's failed you, allowing you to be the height and weight you are you're not prepared for the world. So, but his work ended. Whether he did a good job or not, I'm going to say he probably did the best that he could. But that does not mean it's your responsibility to do something. After age 18, you're an adult.
Yes.
So
it took a long time for me to realize that I couldn't blame them.
You couldn't what?
Where I was.
You couldn't do what?
It took a long time for me. It took a long time for me to realize I couldn't blame my parents for where I was.
Right.
That's and it's easier to blame.
Yeah.
It's easier to feel anger. It's not easier. It's more
feel anger for what? I mean, they may not have
because my dad is a talented person.
He's a what?
And my mom is talented too, and my family is talented, but we're not where we should be. We all have very natural talents.
Whoa. Hold on. Pump your brakes.
Yeah, I understand. It was a lot of things that, like, I know.
Hold on. Okay. Hold on. Your father married your mother, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And how long have they been married?
It's going to be 30 years.
All right. Well, even though he may not have been, when I say he failed you, I said allowing you to get to the height and weight you are. But it sounds like he married your. Hold on. Because when you say judge them, he's talented, your mom is talented, everybody's talented, and you should be better off. See, this is a problem with you millennials in this Instagram generation. Looking at Instagram, comparing. Who are you comparing your family to?
I'm not comparing them.
Well, you said we're not where we should be. Where is that? What does that mean? You're in one of the poorest states. Listen.
You asked me a question.
So no, you listen. Right. You're in Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
Your parents, your family, your father and mother had a responsibility to make sure you were fed, protected, secure, and educated. Did they do that?
Yes.
Then they did their job.
I get that. Yeah.
So when I say he failed you is to allow you to get to be the height and weight you are and not let you know that, baby girl, you can't be that size and get a man. That's what I'm talking about. But mama got her man. Sis got her man. At the end of the day, what I'm hearing is a lot of outward stuff. And I'm not hearing a lot of stuff that you're doing. I don't care how broke you are. So you can go to you can go to Planet Fitness for $10 a month. Yes.
Yes.
All right. Then why are you only in there 3 days a week?
I was only doing it when I'm off.
Ma'am, I don't want to hear that BS. I'm quite sure I work more than you, and I'm in the gym. See, you got a problem, your weight. And the solution is simple. Work out, drink water, eat more healthy. And you got to go do that. But every time I ask you, why aren't you in there more? There's a reason. There is no magic bullet. There's no magic pill.
I got that.
But what it sounds to me is though you really lack the motivation to do what's necessary to get the outcome it is you say you want. But that's no one's problem but yours. That's not your parents' problem.
Right.
But let's say the other side. Let's say this continues to go down this way. What does life look like?
No, it's not. It's not.
Okay.
I've lost weight and I'm keep going. I'm not doing this.
How much weight have you lost?
I've lost 20 pounds.
In what time frame?
A couple of months.
Okay. And what's your goal weight?
I don't know. It's gonna be around 160.
It's still too much weight.
I'm not excusing myself, but I don't. My body carries weight a certain way, and
Ma'am,
I
ma'am,
don't.
ma'am,
I no
ma'am,
wait no
ma'am,
look.
ma'am,
I don't.
ma'am,
I think less than 160
ma'am.
is gonna be under 160.
No. See, I want people in the chat room. This is someone coming to an image consultant telling, yeah, but the way my body is set up. No, you're human. But the reason I muted her is because this is an issue in the Black community. You have women who have allowed themselves to get into the size they are, and then when someone tells you that you need to be at a normal weight, she resists. This is why I'm trying to be as easy as I can, man, but 160 is still too much. But at the end of the day, I'm going to go ahead and open it up because I don't know what it else how I'm go ahead and unmute yourself. I don't know what you want me to do to assist you. Sounds like you know everything you need to do, but I'll be honest. To me, ma'am, it does not sound like you're really ready to do the work. You're ready to do what you want to do, but you're not ready to do what you have to do. And if you don't do what you have to do, if you lost 20 pounds in 2 months, okay, and if you've been a large girl since you were in high school or high school age, that means the majority of your life you've been unhealthy. That means even when you get down to 160 pounds, the likelihood of you staying at that weight is it's not very likely. Fluctuate. Problem with weight over and over and over. And then once you get down to 160, then what? There's still people skills and stuff that needs to be done. One of your biggest problems is you don't make enough money to do anything. Because I would say, have you talked to a therapist or a counselor or somebody? Because there are there are things going on with you, ma'am, that I'm not qualified to diagnose, but I know it when I hear it. But at making $12.50 an hour, this is not going to end well. It's not going to end well. And I'm from Oklahoma, where I see a lot of this. And you're 29 right now. It's going to really be tight when you're doing this at 45. I've seen it all the time growing up. And I can understand the feelings and everything, but I have to be honest with you and tell you, I hear it, but you need to turn those tears into motivation to get yourself in the gym 6 days a week and get on a healthy lifestyle and and go talk to whoever, I don't know, government assistance, state program, whatever company you work for, they got an employee assistance line. You need to go talk to somebody because you're living below, almost at the poverty line. And the people I talked with and typically over here are way on the other side. So I'm trying to give you what I can give you, but you got to increase your income to be able to take care of yourself. Because if all this comes down to, trying to, a man, you want to get married.
This really was what it was about.
Well, what is it?
I'm just trying to present myself in the world the way I want to be. That was about that too, but that's a part of it. It was the whole thing. But I appreciate your truthfulness.
Well, presenting yourself to the world, but you also got to be realistic with where you're at. And presenting yourself to the world is a hell of a lot easier when you start doing the work. See, like I said at the beginning of our call, I'm not hearing the desire to really do it.
Yeah, I've always had motivational problems.
Well, and unfortunately, that it shows itself in a person's weight. That's one of the first things I said when I was talking to people. What folks associate with this shows up in a weight, and unfortunately, especially our Black women, that leads to a life of being basically a spinster, a childless woman. And my aunts were like that. You don't want to go through life like that. But I wish you all the best. I do. Unmute you. How are you?
Hi, Godfather. I'm fine. How are you?
I am well. How old are you?
I'm 24.
24. All right. What do you got for me? What are we talking about today?
Okay, so I'm dating somebody that's like 8 years older than me, and I know that I want to get married, and I'm kind of like at this point where I want to know, like, at what point am I wasting my time? Because we've been dating for like about 6 months now. Like, at what point would I be just wasting my time?
How old are you?
24.
And how old? You said he's 8 years older than you?
Mm-hmm.
All right. What, has your father met him?
Yes.
What does your father think about him?
Well, I was in foster care, but my foster father kind of doesn't make comments about the people we're dating, like unless he sees like I guess like signs of abuse, like mental, physical and stuff. So he hasn't really said anything, but he seems like he likes him.
All right. Did you start dating him with the express intent of getting married?
Yes, sir.
All right. And did he start dating you with the same intent?
Of getting married, probably not.
Well, then how does that work? If you started dating him with the express intent of getting married and he did not have the same intent, that's a disconnect right there.
But I mean, don't people like I mean, when you first start dating somebody, I personally didn't think like, okay, I want to marry this man. I think like I made that decision like after a couple months of dating.
Well,
And
that's the problem. That's the problem. Dating is dumb because exactly what you describing happens. You guys decide you start to bond to somebody who does not fit. See, what's supposed to happen is let's just assume you are a wife. Then you should only be dealing with people who want to get married and are looking for wives. You have that conversation in the first conversation.
well, we've had that conversation. He's proposed to 2 other people before. So he's definitely marriage minded.
No. You're listening to what you're hearing what you want to hear. Did this man start dating you with the express intention that he wanted to get married? And you said no. So everything else doesn't matter. Confirmation bias, you will find a way to make it fit. And you ask me if I'm wasting my time. Why? Yes. If you're a wife, you're wasting your time. But are you a wife?
Um,
No.
mm-mm.
That's why you're wasting your time. Wives wouldn't waste their time. So that's one thing I can't say definitively. Wives don't waste their time. Wives don't waste their time with men who aren't looking to get married. Just like the other woman. She wasn't a wife. You're not a wife. That's why y'all are content to waste your time, and that's fine. But just know that. So when it ends, you can't blame the man.
So I don't know. Like I'm still having a disconnect because we've had conversations about marriage and stuff like that, and it's definitely something that he wants. It seems like the conversations that we have about marriage between us is more so a matter of
He doesn't want to marry you. Just like the last lady. Men will talk to you about being married. There's a difference when a man talks about marriage and then a man talks about marrying you.
No, we did talk. No, he has talked about marrying me specifically. He basically has said that
Are you a wife?
I don't really know. I don't
Were you raised to
know.
be a wife?
But I have things to
Were
work
you
on.
raised to be a wife?
Excuse me?
Were you raised to be a wife?
No, sir.
Okay. You have any siblings? You said you're in foster care, right?
Yes.
Um, why do you want to get married?
I want to get married because, for one, I was in foster care with my immediate family, and a lot of my family are married. And then I also want to be married because I'm a single mom, and I now see the importance of having a male figure around my child. I see the importance of having a man in my
Where's your
life, and
child's father?
where is my child's father?
Yep.
Since I decided not to be with him, he is not communicating with me anymore.
How old is your child?
She's 3.
There's all kind of things wrong with this situation.
It is.
You need therapy. You need to get your kid ready for some therapy. And you are not a wife and not ready to be a wife because you just described you want somebody to help you raise their kid. That ain't,
Um,
no, ma'am, please don't fight me on this one. You don't want to go where this is going to go. I understand you're a single mother, you're a 3-year-old, but there are red flags all over the place. And I'm telling you, marriage won't fix.
well, I mean, I'm not looking for a stepdaddy per se. It's
Ma'am,
the
it'll be a goddamn stepdaddy no matter what you want to call it. Your
no,
husband, your husband would be a stepfather to your child. Yes or no?
yes, sir. I understand
Thank
that.
you. Then it don't matter. Y'all don't want to call it, but you are. And let me correct you, man. You are looking for a stepdaddy before you're looking for a husband. That's how we look at it. We got to look at that the kid we're taking on cause you're a package deal. He's a stepdaddy first. He's your husband second.
And I don't agree with that.
I don't give a shit if you agree with it. You're not the one that has to take the risk.
Okay.
You got a daughter of a dude that ain't even talking to you. Cool. But that means a man is walking into a jacked up situation. And he has to. And do you want any more kids?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
How many more?
2.
So if a man were to have 2 children with you, every dollar he would spend on the 3 kids, 66 cents of his dollar would go to his 2 kids, and then 33 cents would go to another man's child. How is another man's child an asset for for another man?
I mean, why couldn't I make that same argument since he has a
No,
child?
ma'am, you can't answer. So you can't see what you can't do is answer a question with the question. The question I asked was, how is another man's child an asset for another man?
The child is not an asset to another man.
So the only way to make it make sense is you got to make another argument. And that's the problem. That's the issue. A stepfather is a bad deal today because they don't get the respect. Number 2, you didn't come in saying, I want to come in and support a man in his dreams and desires and what he wants to build in this. You said, I see the importance of having a man around and I want to have somebody. It's all about you and what you need. But what about him? And
Well,
he has to step in. If he marries you, ma'am, your child is a liability. In the way you don't want to look at it this way, but your child is a liability. Meaning this: if he has $1, if he has $100, are you going to allow him to put $100 onto his kids and 0 onto your daughter? Ma'am, don't even come on now. If he comes back with a pizza He
No,
comes out with a pizza. Comes out with a pizza. The pizza has 12, and the pizza has 12 slices. He gives 3 to his son, 3 to his daughter. He eat 3, you eat 3. Your daughter gets none.
that would be a problem.
Exactly. So he has to provide for your daughter like it's his biological child. True or false?
Yes, sir.
That's not a good goddamn deal for any man.
It may not sound like a good deal, but I feel like I'm not just looking for a stepfather. Like I've committed a lot to him within these past couple months. Like I currently work for him. I quit my job to work for him. Like I've been trying my best to I'm very submissive to him. I listen to him and I'm very supportive of everything that he's doing. And when I started to date him, that's when I started to think more realistically about
The things I'm saying, things I'm saying to you fit any single mother. So it's not about you. It's just the fact that I've been a stepfather. Okay. Look, it's not a good deal. Okay. If he chooses to take on the responsibility, just understand that it's not what most men would do. And my thing is, if a man is willing to take on the responsibility of another child today, I don't know, man. I hope he gets the reverence he deserves.
I just feel like that's putting me in a box with other people.
Yeah, it's called a baby mama. That's where you are. You're a baby mama. No, that's right. You're in the box. You're in the baby mama box. Yep, you're in the baby mama box. You ain't special. Nope. Y'all all think y'all special. Y'all all think you're special. You pick. Look, man. Like it or not, I'm trying to be as nice as possible, but you ain't gonna run that shit over here. You made a baby with a dude that don't even stick around. You're not an ex-wife. You're not a widow. You're a baby mama. That's a box. That's a box.
I understand. That's not what I'm talking about, though. What I was referring to was the comments that specifically what I was thinking about was when you said how stepfathers don't get the respect that they deserve, because that's the conversation.
They don't get the respect from society like they used to. They don't. But stepfathers have no rights.
Why should the respect of society matter when I respect him and I miss him?
The fact that you asked that question just shows how little y'all understand who we are as men. To men, that question answers itself. And the fact that I have to explain it to you shows the gap between female and male understanding today. Go in the comment section. Look at what the men say to that. Your respect ain't enough. We live in a world to where your daughter is 3. When she becomes 14, and you have 2 more kids, and she sees that her siblings are getting different treatment than she gets. Mama, Dante looked at me a certain way when I came out of the bathroom. I don't like the way he's been looking at me. He asked me to do so and so. All it takes is one allegation, ma'am. Snoop Dogg up on charges right now. It's being sued, not on charges, being sued right now. Man.
I think that's on the parents. Like,
you know, the problem with what?
The
problem with the parents?
I want to clarify what I was trying to say. I feel like any child who makes a false allegation against a man like that is a fault on the parents, because I feel like that's an early.
Why didn't you marry your daughter's father?
Why did I not?
Mm-hmm.
I felt like he was after I had my child. I felt like he was not emotionally or mentally stable, and he was not. 26.
Mm-hmm. So you got a 26-year-old baby daddy and a 32-year-old boyfriend. Your child is 3 years old. Why'd you make a baby with a guy who's 2 years older than you and not emotionally stable before getting married?
Well, when So when we first started dating, I did not.
You did not have a wedding ring and a marriage certificate? We know that. Why did you marry him?
No, talking. Me and my child's father had a conversation about
Yeah,
being
but you didn't
married.
have a wedding.
The wedding did not happen
No, it
according
didn't
to.
happen. So you weren't married.
I'm Yes, and I'm saying that the marriage did not happen according to him because he did not
No,
go
no, it
to the
didn't
ministry.
happen according to anybody. You didn't have a marriage certificate. You didn't have a justice of the peace, a judge, a ceremony. Not according to him. Did you get married legally? I mean, what do you mean not according to him? According to
Yeah,
the law, it didn't happen.
no, we did not get legally married, but what
Okay,
I'm
then
saying,
why did you do that? Why did you have a baby coming from foster care, knowing how important family is? Why did you have a baby before getting married?
because I thought that man was gonna marry me, and I
Oh
thought he was
no!
gonna.
No. Is that what's supposed to see? You said that if a kid does something, it's to follow the parents. Okay, well then this is the parent who decided to have a baby before she got married because you thought he was going to marry you. You know one way to
Yep.
ensure that. You know one way to ensure that is to get the marriage first, right?
Yes, sir.
Then you wouldn't be in the position you're in right now. Because
But
you are in a box. You are in a box, ma'am. And here's the thing: you need to understand the box you're in is what the men say it is. Men look at baby mamas different than they do single mothers, women who are married and had kids. You didn't make a good choice. Because understand something: any man that marries you has got to look and say, "You married a dude that was 2 years older, unstable. Then why does he want to raise inferior DNA?" Let's just
why
be
would I
real.
call
Why
his
would why
child?
would a man want to come in and be a stepfather to inferior DNA? You said he was
Why
mentally unstable or whatever, and not in this case life.
DNA? That's not fair to me. He has a child
Who
as
cares
well.
about fair?
So why does he get a pass when he's a single father? But why do I have to have? Why does he get more respect and I have more faith in him? But as like women are more
See, here what it
acceptable.
is, women want fairness. Women want fairness when it suits them.
I'm
This is
not.
what it
I'm
is. Why is it fair, ma'am? You want him to marry you,
no. But I'm asking a legit question. Like,
but
why
no,
is
you're asking a legit question. You ask, and I'm giving you the answer because you want him to marry you. Because we choose, because men decide who gets married. That's
but he want
why.
me like
Listen. Pack it up, calm down, and let me help you. Women choose who gets born and who has sex. Those are your choices. Men determine who gets asked for marriage. We control access to marriage. You control access to sex and who gets born. If you decided you wanted to have an abortion, could your baby daddy have stopped you?
no, sir.
Well, how is that fair to him? Oh, see, you accept the unfairness when it benefits you.
No, I did not accept the.
It's unfair, true or false.
It's unfair, and I did not exercise that right.
Okay, so there is unfairness in sexual dynamics. And right now, you want to marry him. He's 32. He's got a business, right?
Yes, sir.
He's in a better position. So why does he get a pass? Because he's earned it. You haven't. That's the reality. I'm not supposed to say it, but that's the reality. Because he's 32, got a business. He can take care of his shit. Can you take care of your shit?
No, sir.
Huh?
No, sir.
That's why he gets a pass. That's how the world works.
Okay.
It's not about what I want you ladies to understand is it's not about fair. And men have been dealing with the inequities, lack of fairness in the sexual marketplace for the longest. Now we're starting to hear women talk about unfair. But understand, the child that he has, does he have custody of the child?
Yes, sir.
That means he's paying and providing for the child.
He has his daughter full time.
Right. And that means he'd have to take money out of his daughter's mouth to put in your daughter's mouth.
Yes, sir.
That's why he gets a fucking pass.
But what is the solution? Because we can't take away all these children that were had out of wedlock, and the purpose of me
The
listening to
solution
you.
to what? What is the solution to what?
What is this like? How do I get married? Like that's something serious. Like fuck having a stepfather. Like I really have a deep desire to get married, and I can't
Okay, hold on,
necessarily.
hold on. What is the solution for you? Or hold
The
on, breathe. Hold on, hold on. How, you asked what's the solution? Are you asking me a solution for what do we do with baby mamas? What are we talking about
no,
you?
how do somebody like myself get married if y'all keep putting me in this box and I
No,
don't
man, you
get.
put yourself in a box. We didn't do this. You did this. Don't put that on me. You did that.
My question is, how do I get married if all you're going if the man that
Well, you want the answer?
I have a
You
child?
want the answer? The chances are you don't. It's highly likely you won't. And that's what we need to start telling women. If you decide to make a baby before you get married, you are unlikely to get married. Every other race seems to know this. We got a 26, black women are married at a 26% rate. So the notion that the least married race of women would do anything to further complicate chances of marriage is insane to us men. You're not, you may have had different family circumstances, but you were born in this country. You knew better. You knew what happens having a kid before marriage and after marriage. You know all that stuff, but you chose to decide to do it out of order. So now you take what comes along with it. It comes along with
Okay.
the box.
People had a
What
couple.
you want people and what women like women and what you want won't happen. You want men to say, well, she was young, it didn't happen. All right, that comes on an individual level. Individual level. Somebody has to be willing to, okay, let's look at it this way. Take it away from you so it's not so personal. Okay? Somebody can go to jail. Somebody can go to jail for a felony.
Yeah.
All right. They got that on their record. Let's say it's for some really bad stuff. Let's say it's for
Okay.
something, let's say they got accused of doing something really heinous.
Okay.
Do they get to apply for jobs like they didn't have a felony?
No, sir.
No, they gotta live with that. And they gotta be willing for somebody to take a chance on them. They can say it's not fair, but that's how the marketplace works. But I gotta ask a question to you now. Because see, I don't have the benefit of people feeling sorry for me because I'm crying. How is it fair for you as a mother of as a single mother with a child with a man that you said was behind the curve? He was had some mental whatever going on, whatever, immature and young. How is it fair for you to take your child and ask another man to raise it as his own? How is it fair to him when you said that child is going to be a liability to him? How is it fair?
Life ain't fair.
How the fuck can you say that and then ask me how that should be fair to you? If you can understand it that way, shut those tears off. You can be that fucking cold-hearted when it gets that way. See, gentlemen, you see how quick she was willing to say fuck you to the men? But yeah, she got these crocodile-ass tears when it's her feelings hurt. That's why I want
And
my critics and detractors to say they got no problem putting this shit on men. But then I ask them, how's it fair to have to go raise another man's kid? Life ain't fair.
the reason why I said that is
I don't
because
care why you said it, man. I don't care how you said it. That sounded fucked up. But I'm glad you were honest because that's how you really felt.
no, that's what you just told me, that life is not fair. That's why I said that.
Yeah, okay. You're responsible for the words that come out of your mouth. You're not going to make it seem like I put those words. Answer my question. How is it fair that another man has to raise your daughter?
It's not fair.
Then why are you asking for fairness?
When I was asking for fairness, I was being fair by accepting him and this child.
You're not accepting him, ma'am. He has his own daughter to raise. How is money and resources from his biological child to share it with your biological child who is not going to be an asset? You're not
because
doing. Listen, ma'am. Listen.
wait,
If it was not you, you would not see that this man is being done any favors. He's helping you out.
he is helping me out, but the reason why I don't feel like I am such a liability to him is because my role in his business directly affects the financial. I do help him. I do.
How long has he been in business?
Excuse me?
How long has he been in business?
I know at least one of his businesses has been around for 8 years.
I'm sorry, your little 6 months of doing something ain't that important.
I'm the first and only woman that's worked
Your
for
little
him.
6 months of doing something ain't that important. This man had his custody of his daughter and was running a successful business before he met you. Don't diminish that man like that.
I'm not trying to diminish him.
You
I just
said,
felt
no. Well, what you did. His business was around 8 years.
I was not trying to diminish him. The
The
reason why
issue is, ma'am, you're in a situation that you don't like, and you're trying to balance it out, and it won't balance.
that's not
It
true.
won't balance. It's like a square wheel. It will not roll. It will not roll. And this is and how about this? Let's go to it a different way. If at 19 years old or 18 years old, you had known then what you know about being a single mother now, would you have chosen, would you still make the choice that you did to get pregnant?
No, sir.
That's all we need to know. That's the test of a decision. Would you do it again?
But I never decided to be a single mom. I woke up one day and was like, I want to be independent. That was never my mindset. I've been wanting to be, and I've been marriage since I was probably 18.
You got pregnant before marriage. That makes you a single mother.
I understand what that makes me.
Then you woke up and decided to be a single mom.
I woke up to do what was best for my child. I did not
you got pregnant before you got married. You decided to be a single mother. That's what makes you a single mother. And the more you dance around that issue, just because you don't like the classification, it's still a square wheel. And it's only going to impede your progress because you're fighting against reality.
So I should just break
the reality. And here's the reality: the market get to decide. Let me net it out to you. Let me net children.
If I'm gonna just be honest, like what I feel like, not what I think you're doing, like what I'm getting out this conversation is that I just need to end my relationship and start being a single mom. Like it sounds like it's no hope for a single mom. What you do, no matter how hard you try, like that's really what I'm getting out the conversation. And I don't want to be like my uncles my aunts that bitter and not married and bitter and divorced. Like I want to make a change. I did make a mistake, but but in a conversation, I fucked up so bad. I probably can't do anything. I just feel like
ma'am. I want you to go back to the beginning of the conversation. Did this man start dating you with the express intention of wanting to marry you?
If I'm honest, I don't know.
Well, then that's the problem. See, so don't tell me what you're getting off of this conversation when you started dating a man knowing you wanted to be married and you didn't get that clear first. See, that's why I'm good at what. No, ma'am, I'll let you speak. That's why I'm good at what I do. Because you try to put yourself into what you're getting is you're not dating on purpose. You're not choosing a man based upon the outcome you want and the situation you're in. You're not getting buy-in from that initially. So if you find yourself 6 months down the line, quitting your job, working for a man, you're trying to put a square peg in a round hole to reverse engineer a relationship to be a marriage. Did that man start off dating you with the intention of wanting to get married? If the answer is no, then you shouldn't have dated him.
That doesn't. I can't understand this because I don't think.
What do you mean you don't understand it? What do you mean you don't understand it? Hi, John. Hi, John. My name is. What's your first name?
Maya.
Maya, how you doing? Yeah, I think you're cute. You think I'm cute? You want to go out? You want to go to date? Cool. Well, guess I'm looking to get married. I'm only want to date towards marriage.
That conversation has
Do you
happened.
want to get married? Do you want to get married? Okay, so you only want to date towards marriage too? Okay, great. And what kind of time frame do you want to get married? Oh, in 2 3 years? Oh, that's too long. Hope you find what you're looking for. Click close next. That ain't hard to understand. Pretty straightforward.
But that
Pretty
conversation,
straightforward, is it not?
yes,
Is it was that straightforward?
yes, and that
Okay.
conversation happened. That's what I'm trying to tell you. We had the conversation of I want to get married. I want to have a wife.
Hi everyone, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel, the Spotlight News. And before we proceed, let's give respect to the fallen legend Papa Kevin Samuels for his good work he did for the society, and may his name be remembered forever for the good work he has done, and may his soul rest in peace, and may his legacy stay forever for the good work. So today we are going to look at this lady. She says she has diabetes and high blood pressure, but the reality is to consider is being passed down, might be cooking habits and exercise. By the way, guys, exercise and the habits of eating are good. After all, after all, you have to know how to keep yourself and how to move in the daily life, because health is a must. I'll give this lady credit for her honesty and humanity and general willingness to be helped. You know why? I'll say I'll give respect and to credit this lady because she's honest with herself, and honestly speaking, she's speaking genuinely, like not like other ladies who come in always just to defend their mistakes, just to defend themselves. Before all if you to look at all the ladies that come around, they always come with false information, they always come with what they can't say. What I would say, you can also do workout at home. Let me say push-ups, jumping jacks, uh, mountains, climbing, walking, pull-ups, press-ups every day, like 10 every day, so that you can help your health. And the world is becoming complicated because even what we eat also disturbs our bodies. So you have to watch out on your diet before you do exercise, because there's no I'm 100% sure that exercise won't work when you yourself, your habits are not good. You need to pull out your habits, you know. uh the man will better never marry this woman when the relationship is over than the business thriving. Why will be? Because of her, she will argue in that court. You know why? I'm saying, you guys, you should have self-esteem in whatever you do. uh gender Gender and weight and economical status plus population, appearance and others. um so this lady, Kevin Samuels, exposed her disparity. Now she is having self-pity inside of wanting to change her situation. The second woman was a bit shy, felt guilty, the need to be right, and best describes her. So, guys, you should have that self esteem, even when you're coming from a poor family, even when you're coming from a poor background, even when your health is not good. In case you need someone to help you, you have to come and stand and be like, yeah, this is me. But if you live in that denial world, if you live in a denial world, there is no way you're going to sit and be like, yeah, you know, there is this point whereby someone sits and she's like, I want to be right, I want to put the point across, and you're not being helped. At the end of the day, you're bringing that excuses to your life. You know, guys, weight can be worked upon and weight can be controlled. So don't ever feel like you're giving up. Don't ever feel like you're failing. And also family background. If you have poor family background or rich, it's not you, it's God who really placed you in the family. So you should just work out and see how you can come out from the situation. But don't live in a denial world because you think it's not this, it's not that. Yeah? Am I right? Yeah, we should be honest with ourselves because there's no way you're going to help yourself when you're not honest with your life. At the end of the day, you have to be honest with your life and in what you do. Yeah, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. This is our commentary today, and may God bless you so much as you stay tuned. Uh, bye bye.